We're back on a Saturday night. We're a little late. We got talking. I just forgot to go live. It happens. But we're here on a Saturday night. I'm in the dungeon. You're in. We're live, but for your family purposes, we're pre-recorded because some think that you were possibly already in.
We're live on
somewhere
tape.
else.
Live on tape.
I'm live. You're on tape. It's a whole big setup. It's taken a while to get this all timed out perfectly. That's how we are.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So that's how talented I am. I can't play cornhole, but I can talk to someone who's pre-recorded. Possibly. But yeah. So how's things going?
Things are good, my friend. Well, it's been a long and challenging week. And got to play cornhole I think once this week. Once. Yeah. But it's been interesting. The weather here has been extremely hot. But all is good. You just got to keep moving forward. Got to keep checking on the friends and fam, making sure everything's good, but keep moving forward.
Yeah, same here. I little sick all week from Sunday. Started feeling better Thursday. Hardly left the house. Then went to call on Mr. Cowan, give him the bat signal last night, and he was sick all week. He's been sick all week, so was all ready to do a live throwing with him last night, but he's gone. No, couldn't go and do it. So yeah, so that's that. Trying to see, I was like, we got no people watching, but now we're at 2, which it could be one could be me. Is one you? Are we just watching ourselves?
We're watching ourselves.
Oh no! We've got the regular, Mr. Charles 75N, ready for that. So yeah, good day, Charles, Mr. Crown Royal guy. That's what I'll call him.
Ooh, Crown
and
Royal.
Michelle Hunter.
All right,
Why are you there, Michelle, and not here?
There. I got a question for Charles. Charles, if he's a Crown Royal guy, what's with the flavor?
Oh no, okay. I say Crown Royal guy because
that's only because that commercial.
Because there's that piece of media that I was given at one point. Looks like a young Charles, and so it's whenever I can get it just. Although I think he may have snuck into Canada, I can't find it anywhere here. I think he may have destroyed it somehow.
Listen, Charles though is he's quite young and damn handsome. That's all I got to say.
Sure.
Marky Berry, what's happening, kid?
See, that's why he says that I am the better Coombs on YouTube. So let's kind of put that. So we got Michelle Hunter is in Lindsay, Ontario at Cornapalooza, having some fun there. She may come on and do a live hit. Is that what you call? Is that what the cool people call those things?
A spot.
From Cornapalooza? Spot. Okay. But she messaged me, said that there was possibly of her and Ed Kwan having to do a cash game against the St. Thomas sisters, which, you know what? Why waste the time? Just give them the money. That's all I got to say. Mr. Ty Lucio is in the chat, along with Mr. Sato Soto. Kyle Hill is here. Everybody is here. But yeah, big show. I did make a post yesterday. Megan St. Thomas taking down women's singles at Cornapalooza yesterday. She is one that I have been following her for a long time. Her and her father, Mr. St. John, they go by different names. Long story with them. But look, right in from Cornapalooza, we have Michelle Hunter on the show.
Good evening, guys.
How you doing?
Good. It's cooled down at least because it was pretty bloody hot earlier.
You know what? I gotta say that selfie stick you're using is really good.
It's fantastic. I'm really glad that somebody forgot it on the table at league night.
Kind of a tough night. It was.
You know,
It was.
well, it was.
It was just like night. I got to get out of there. But then, like I
Yeah,
said,
well,
I should have left the wireless mic as well.
yeah, you should have. You should have. It would have made things a little bit easier. We're waiting for the second band to set up. But other than that, everything's pretty. It's actually pretty quiet right now.
God, look, this guy here knows. Who's that guy in the top right? Because no one knows who he is.
Hello.
Mr. Jeremiah Ellis. So how are
there you
things
go.
there? How are things there, Michelle? Because I've just been able to see posts and kind of what's going on. Because I know a little bit of rain yesterday.
So it kind of monsooned for a bit yesterday. Apparently, I missed it. I drove through it. So when we got here at about, I think it was about 8 o'clock last night, there were sections of the fields that were pretty wet. One of the guys' trucks from our league, his truck was in the middle of a lake. But other than that, everyone was saying that the boards were actually flying pretty good yesterday. But the heat definitely affected a lot of people, and the wind. So it's backyard cornhole is what it comes down to this weekend.
Perfect excuses for me on why I would be horrible this weekend. I should.
Well, I think it's been a lot of the same excuse for a lot of us, especially if you're throwing in the wind with against the wind. Like it didn't matter, right? So you watch people's PPRs that would normally be like 8s and 9s be down to like the 5s and 6s. So but it's a good time. Like this, I don't know if you can see all these trailers here. Like it's pretty good. We got quite the row.
Well, and you know what? And I talked when I had Adam on. I said, "Is it going to be like Talladega Boulevard?" And that's kind of like that's what it is. Like that's what we want to have.
It is, and
fun experience.
And then of course behind we've got all the tents behind us up here, and we've got a food vendor there. There's golf carts whipping around. It's literally like a NASCAR race.
Perfect.
So I think for next year, I think both of you should be here because I think you guys would have a blast.
Oh, I think I would too. It would have been a whole lot better than me sitting in a one of the hockey rinks I was in today in Toronto, down in Port Credit. Lovely city, but I do not need to be in like an old wooden hockey rink, wooden roof, covered in tin, on like plus 30-degree weather. Little cookage happening.
There is a little cookage happening in that. Donnie, you're awfully quiet.
I'm pre-recorded.
Yeah, he's pretty. So some of his family think he's already gone away.
Oh,
Michelle, we've had this set up so we can interact with this pre-recorded person.
Oh, it's kind of like an AI thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I was saying no stable surfing for Steve.
No, there's been no table surfing. There has been some pools. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
For next year, yeah.
There's been pools set up and filled up at certain campsites because it got like this morning. It probably felt about 35 with the humidex. So, and then the wind would pick up and you'd go, oh, that wind feels really nice. And then you watch your bag just float from where you threw it.
So, Donnie, that's Celsius. That's really hot.
Well, listen, I was trying to do the calculation here on my phone.
And Sato says that he is in for next year. I think it'll be great for Sato to come up.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like this is going to be much bigger than this next year. Like it's pretty good. Like I'd say a really great turnout for the first one this year, but it's definitely going to be awesome next year.
Okay, and people wondering about the pool thing. Adam put a thing out that bring your own pool for the event this weekend, and I've seen a lot of pool pictures. Marty probably didn't need the life jacket on because there's only a couple inches of water, it looked like.
He did not need the life jacket on, but safety first. So yeah, other than that, like I've got the stage behind me.
I think
So
that's the best part of it, because once cornhole's done, everyone just relax and have some more fun.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it's been so relaxed today that we're having a good time, and it literally feels like backyard cornhole again, which is pretty much where we all started. Right? Yeah. So nobody's losing their minds, nobody's losing their tempers, nobody's getting snippy. Everyone's having a good time, having a good laugh, and that's what it should be about. So
is in your little area right there, Gage McMillan isn't around, is he? Around you right now?
I don't think so. I actually haven't seen Gage for a little bit. Let me meander while I have you guys and see if I can spot him.
Just to get it, you can put it through you. We're like CNN here. We're like talking to our reporter in the field to ask a question to someone who's there. But Gage did just accept a first Canadian to accept a college scholarship in the States. And we have Brandon Brown in the chat here as well.
Oh, love you too, Brandon. Yeah, no, he did. He absolutely did, and well deserved. He's a fantastic player.
He's at it. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's. I really wish I could be there. I'm back at the hockey rink at 10:15 again tomorrow morning. Lovely day.
Yeah, they're calling for 29 before the Humidex tomorrow for singles. We start at 10 a.m. and then again at 3 p.m. and then there's a blind draw tomorrow night at, I believe, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then I think some people are leaving tomorrow night and others are leaving first thing Monday morning.
Yeah,
it's literally like a NASCAR race.
It is. Yep. Yeah, the drive home sucks though after you've had a few the night before.
It does. It does. Which
it'd only be like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive instead of 24 like it usually is.
Well, and that's the thing. Like for me to get home because I'm going back roads, it's about 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. But no, Gage seems to be hiding.
Like he normally is. But like you said, fans start to head up again, so I will let you go because I know you're. So, did the cash game happen?
No, the cash game did not happen. Oh, you know what it is? It looks like they're on court 1, playing underneath the only lights that are on the courts right now. And it's Ed Kwan and Marty Van Lanen versus the St. Thomas sisters.
Okay, well, you go over there for a second.
I am. We will go see how they're doing over here.
Hey, Rob, Gage is probably throwing bags somewhere. Because that's all he does. And welcome, Candy, in the chat. Candy, we are all thinking of you. We know this has now made you happy. Well, it's made Bruce happy because it's giving you something. There is Megan St. Thomas. So, Michelle, you have to ask her. What is it like being the daughter of the famous Brian St. John?
He wants to know what it's like to be the daughter of the famous Brian St. John.
Well, 3-1. He's the father of the famous Megan St. John.
Oh. Did you hear that at all?
Oh, I did. Yes, yeah. And Megan, I've got Megan and her sister to come on the show with their father as well, and I'm kind of I'm looking forward to that one. So it's been like 2 years in the works.
These girls have been hilarious, as they normally are. They're so much fun to play against.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it sounds like the band is gonna start doing a sound check, so I'm gonna get washed out.
Yep. So have fun the rest of the weekend, and we will talk to you at the next league night in KW next Thursday night.
We will. See you then. Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
All right.
See you later, Michelle.
Bye.
I wish I was there. It's just it's. I knew it was going to be fun just because the way Adam is, and yeah,
Looks like a good time.
what is. But yeah, and it's and like she said, it's the way we all started, and kind of the way it should. We should have at least that like once a year, just to let go, and even though there is some points on the line, still just go and have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, well, because here's the thing, though. But right now, I mean, if you're not deep into the standings, the points really don't mean anything. So it just becomes fun right now. You know what I mean? Because if you have not qualified or gotten enough points to be in the top, it really means nothing. So just go out there, have some fun, bring your little blow up pool, fill it up, get a cup, fill it with your favorite drink, and have fun.
Exactly, yeah. And speaking of having fun, we talked last time. I think it was last time we were on. We talked about Alberta and how Aaron's doing some big things in Alberta. We're going back to Alberta for the first ACL Canada Open in October in Calgary. It's growing. It's growing in Alberta. We've now got a Medicine Hat coming on board, along with, and I'm going to butcher this until they come on and they say it right, Okotoks, Alberta. As you said, what? And it's OKOTOKS. Okotoks.
Yeah.
Oh, I better beware, Kyle, because I know that you're not there right now either.
Well, is he talking about Alberta? Because he was, I thought he was pretty big on that one.
I think he is. Well, he's from St. Thomas, and Rob says I said it perfectly, which is better than the way I said it before we were off the air. But no,
Yeah.
they are some great people out there, and I can't wait as ACL Canada grows across the country here. But yeah,
Rob,
it's going to be some fun.
He had to spell it first before he butchered it, then spelt it, and then did a much better job.
Yep. Well, and then I've reading it again. I was like, I've heard that before, because right now they do have the Stampede going on out there.
Ooh. I like the Calgary Stampede. I went through there once when I was on my way to Banff. It's a good time.
Yes, for sure. So I'm also getting a getting a message from Craig Halford saying, just kind of what it's up with them there as well. But it's going to be fun, and I can't wait for. Well, we've still got to finish off this season. We've got the last regionals going on this weekend. Then we got Worlds coming up.
Well,
then
Doug,
we have the Canadian National Championships, and then we start off another season, and I cannot wait.
Well, I just need you to keep an eye on backstage, because I might have a super secret surprise showing up.
Okay, I'm looking.
Keep an eye.
I'm keeping an eye.
I phoned a friend.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Don auto-corrected to Doug. I think he's yelling at me.
Okay.
But I did phone a friend, and I'm trying to get some super secret people to come on to talk to the people. So let's see if it happens.
Let's see how that works. But we'd seen, speaking of next year, we've seen Wally put some stuff out about next year for who's right as of how it sits right now, the pros for next year. And a lot of new names in those little groupings that he put out, which was pretty good, I would say.
Well, Doug, I think next year is going to be one of the biggest shakeups in the overall pro division. I mean, you've heard a lot of it this year with people saying they might not be back, struggling with sponsors. I think it's going to be one of the most tumultuous years for pros, because I've seen some posts from some big names saying they might call it quits, might be cashing it in. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. But if you really look at it now, there really isn't much of an offseason, because you go from Worlds right into Spencer's, short break, back into the regular season.
Well, yeah, especially for like local points out there. It's really there's really no time off. But especially now that we've gone international and the world stage, we go like our ACL finals, the world finals. Then we've got our national championships here, which is the end of August. Then September, middle September, we got the WCO event in Trier. So we're just going, and it is nonstop.
It is nonstop right now because let's see. Right now, let's see what we have coming up here. Let me pull up the schedule, Doug. Right now, we're in mid-July right now. So right now is the Swiss Open as we speak. It's their inaugural event. July 20th and 21st, which is next weekend, is the ACL Rheinland-Pfalz Open, which is in Germany. First weekend in August, we go to Finland. Then
their season does go a little differently than the season over here.
Croatia. And then August 22nd through 25th is the ACL Canada Championships. Same time, ACL UK Open going up over there. And then September 12th through the 15th is the European Open. So there is a lot going on internationally right now over the next 2.5 months.
Yes, and I am trying to work with some of the European guys come on the show as well. We just would have to. The time would not be 9 p.m. Eastern time on a Saturday night. It would be afternoon for us or early morning, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I'll try and work out some time for that. But talking with Wally and his names, two names that really popped out at me were on the women's side, which we'd seen a lot of. Like we've talked about, that's one of the biggest growths in Canada is the women's side, because really we've got so many fantastic women that throw. You could kind of, pick a name out of a hat. There's like 10 names that could actually win an event at any time. But we've got Lana Smith and Crystal Hagens on the list of right now. If it ended today, they would be pros next year. So hopefully they can keep that momentum going through the worlds and be able to get those spots.
I love that. I think that's amazing that, we're starting to see some of the Canadian players really start to break through and start to really show up on the big stage. I think, it's only time before, some other players start to break through, where you've got the Brandon Browns, you've got the Dion Kuzas, you've got, Derek Barrett, that, I think, one or two bags either way is really going to help them break through on the world stage and in, the Americas, let's just call it.
Yeah, and we do know that there is going to be a points change up for next year. Not sure exactly what's all going to be going on with that, but it should be a fun time. I know, Rob, I'm hoping you're going to be back as a pro next year. I know you and Craig, one of the more dominant doubles teams here in Canada. I can't wait. Hopefully you guys are going to Worlds, because I would like to see you guys playing against some of those players that are down there, because we've seen you play against ones that have come up. I want to see you guys play down in those with a lot of the better players in the States as well.
Yeah, I just think as more and more the Canadian players start to go to some of the other events, and get to travel some more with some sponsorship, I just think we're gonna see a world explosion out there where we're not going to have the same 10 to 15, 20 people always up there and always battling for a bracket. I think we're going to start to see some big Canadians on, the main stage or some of the live feed courts next year as we start to progress into 2025.
Now, I'm seeing this comment from Andrew, and I've had some talks with some people, and although I love my people from Newfoundland, they're my people, I get frustrated with that, is because, and I've told some of them, stop getting hung up on your PPR. My PPR is not high enough, I can't play. Start playing against those better players. Step up in those divisions. You will get better playing those people. right? Because I know that in the women's division they're like, oh, there's only going to be Amanda, Val, Holly Snellgrove, Doreen Pond. There's going to be those 4 people to take it down. No, go and throw those bags. You can win at any time. You just have to throw the bag.
Listen,
right?
The thing with it is, if you play a good game, especially with a block or a push game, you can beat almost anybody. Right now, the game is turned into fast bags. In the hole. I'm sorry, but I think if someone can get out there and start throwing a block game, and maybe someone has a really good roll bag, might beat you up a little bit, but you got to force them to make errors. You know what I mean? Drop your block a little lower on the board, do something else to shake it up. I just think the women's division has the most upside right now, and not just in Canada. I think across the world right now, because a lot of the women out there, and I'm not trying to be sexist, get intimidated by some of the guys that go out there and play, because most of the guys that play are assholes. Like, let's be honest, they're kind of jerks, and they just got to stop worrying about money, because don't be whole.
Not a jerk. An OG longtime player says wins more important than stupid PPR.
Listen, go to the W column before you go to SPR. SPR is a great way to track how you doing, right? How you progressing in the game, I would say. But I've seen some pros out there that, win a tournament at a 9 or a 10 because, they make the game a little messy. They kind of, play a little different game, a little less aggressive, a little more defense. And, sometimes that can win, because if you have the best player in the world that you're throwing against and they can't hit their airmail that day, you might squeak one out.
I'm gonna look back to Calgary. Mike Ferreira takes down open singles, was not the best PPR. Was he top 5? Maybe not. I don't remember, but I don't think he was. Again, he'll even say it himself. He's gonna do that dirty game. You play a dirty game, you kind of get that chess game going. Your PPR ain't gonna be high.
And listen, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you win the game, PPR doesn't mean anything. Nope. Nobody gets a trophy at the end of the year for PPR. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen that way. You get a trophy at the end of the year for being the number 1 player in the world, or for being the person that's left standing at the end of the tournament. That's what you get trophies for. You don't get it for the other stuff.
Derek's. I think he's wanting some bags.
He's a little salty. I told him they sent his darts to me because I'm special.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, and it's, you know what, and that's I'm not going to say for some women, but it's an easy way for them to pick up some more points, because you get that division going. Like it's because like we said, the women's division is growing, especially here in Canada, especially in the pro level. Yes, I know they want to have more women in the States. They want to have more women here. Jason Ashton's asking me why I'm not a Cornapalooza. Well, because I spent like 8 hours in the hockey rink today with my kid. I going back for hopefully 8 hours tomorrow for him to win a provincial championship. They just missed out on a chance to going to Edmonton for the Nationals. Tough little thing today. Some of his players just wanted to sit around and watch him make a bunch of saves. But that was a goal. When your son's a goaltender, that doesn't help him that much.
Defense.
Yeah. Well, you can't make 4 saves in a row. Why not?
Why not? It's 4 for $1. Or was that 7 loonies? I don't know. What is that? I don't know. Listen, that's the thing. You can throw a 10 or higher PPR and still lose, right? I mean,
yep.
It all depends on, how the bag falls and, what you can do. Stats are becoming so big in the game where everybody's worried about it. I mean, listen, I put a stupid post out today about sponsorships just because I know Was that yet today? I put it out.
I mean, I was saying it was just a stupid one. It was just today. Was the only stupid one that you?
Only stupid one I've ever put out.
Yeah.
No, but this is the time of year where we're going to start to see a lot of people putting out sponsorship stuff, right?
Yep.
And it's not just the pros. You're going to have competitive players. You're going to have advanced players that are looking to move their game forward. They're going to start looking for sponsors. The one piece of advice I can say is start growing your brand for social media, record your games, put it out there, but also look for some more local stuff because it's getting tighter and tighter on the national scene for some of these big brands where, now I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room. The board stamp is coming. I don't know how early it's going to hit Canada, but 2025 is when
26. 25. It's not next season.
Yeah, it's the season.
So everyone's. I've seen a lot of posts what they're about to say. Like it's happening next season. 25 next season. No, 25, 26. And for some, don't blame that on why your league's not going to be. Why you have to end your league when I know that it's for other reasons, and you're just kind of piling this on. No.
Listen, you're going to have a lot of people going to back it. I mean, you're going to have a lot of stuff like that happens. I understand. Listen, I will tell you, I've been the biggest detractor for the whole stamp policy. But as I start to understand where ACL wants to go and what they're trying to do to regulate everything, I kind of get what has to happen, right? You have to be able to control gameplay, right? NFL only has one ball, basketball, one ball, baseball.
And you know what? When the bag stamp first came out, I had Trey on the show. We talked about it. And I said, you can go onto YouTube, check out McKinney Goalie Gear. They do a whole big video on it because their goalie equipment, top notch stuff, and because I had to deal with it, great equipment. They don't no goalie in the NHL wears their stuff. Why? Because they don't pay the 6 figures to have their equipment used in the NHL. They not paying that there, so regular people can use it, kids can use it, and then they take that cost off equipment. Because I know for myself, I had the chance of getting custom goalie gear, all logos sewn in, everything for like half the cost of a Bauer set of equipment, and my kid was like, no, because goalies in the NHL don't wear that stuff, so I don't want to wear it. And I'm like, here's why no goalie in the NHL wants to wear it, because it's the exact same stuff, but every sport has it where brands have to pay. They may not put a stamp on it. Well, actually, some do. That they have to pay to wear it, because the NHL went through that as well for a bit. If you could see, go back to the early 90s, I believe it was, when it first came in, that you've seen goalies or other players have tape over the logo or it's blacked out on the equipment because they didn't pay for the rights to be able to use their stuff in the NHL.
Listen, when I used to play way back in the day, it was CCM was the big company, right?
I think he's talking about you.
There's my guy. But like the big company for me was CCM, and then it started to move on to other companies and other things like that. But that's the big thing is when you start talking about equipment, it has to be regulated at the same time. I mean, the bags were kind of the first thing to go, and I like now that you have to have the right bag to be able to play. And for me as a non-pro, I can almost throw any year as long as I'm not playing, at a different level. And I'm never going to be there. Listen, I'm the guy that wants to show up and just have a great time. I'm not holding down the boards. I'm holding down the bar. You know what I mean? Because I just want to have a great time. But it also, but with the stamp, it's also causing a little bit of, compression in the game too, right? Where you've got a lot of people that think they're going to jump in and they're going to be rich overnight by having a stamped bag, or they're going to sell jerseys. I mean, Jesus, I've got 3 different profiles on my book of face, between my personal one, the voice one, and the doghouse one, and I'm getting 7 messages a day. Hello, sir.
I got that one today. I actually got an email for the first time. I actually got an email, and I'm like, okay, here's the deal. On Facebook Messenger, I told you no. On TikTok, I told you no. On Instagram, I told you no. Now on email, let's make it the quadruple. I'm telling you no. I do not need your services from your country.
No, you know what the best one for me is, Doug, though, is when I put a post out on a Dogcast of the Voice, and I put it under my name, and it goes on the Voice page, and people are like, oh, if you want to buy the Voice gear, just go to this site. And I'm like, dude, you do know this is me on my page, right? Like, I didn't license you to use all my likenesses and logos to sell a $20 t-shirt that somebody might get in 6 weeks that shrinks 3 times, it's too small. And I'm like, seriously? What's going on here? Like, I know who I am. Like, I love it because, like, Grieve is here, and, like, I'll post stuff for Titan in West Georgia. Like, where you can get Titan in West Georgia gear? I'm like, yeah, at their website, not by you sending me a link. I can get my stuff in a week ordering it from the website, not 6 months from you, and have to dispute my PayPal account.
Yeah, but just back on sponsorships. Just one more thing, I did a whole 90-minute show on sponsorship. If you go back, it's like season 1.5, I think, with Eric Charney, and we had him on. I had technical issues that night, but still, we had him on the live show here. But I talked with him about it. Is that my biggest pet peeve, and it's you're growing the game, is the players who are looking for sponsorships, and they go on Facebook and saying, sponsor me. Here's the deal. Those big name sponsors that you're looking for, they're not your friends on Facebook. Sure, you may have Brandon on Facebook. He's not looking on Facebook for who am I going to sponsor? Right? You've got to go out and do the work yourself, not just make a generic post on Facebook looking, sponsor me, message me. No, you've got to put a portfolio together, put something up, put your stats, your numbers, what you've on TV or your TikTok stuff or whatever, and get that out to people, because they're not going to look for you. You got to look for them.
Well, the thing too, Doug, is you got to put the work in too, right? Like, have you ordered anything from that brand? Have you talked to that brand, right? If they're at a regional,
he likes me, not you.
Yeah. No, but if you're at a regional, you're at something else, they get a booth there, are you going over and saying hello? You know what I mean? Are you talking to those people? It's not just about sending 6 emails or other stuff to just get a sponsorship, right? It's these companies don't have infinitely deep pockets, right? I can talk about one company that I know. They are one of the top companies in the game, but they get hit up 99 million times a day. Like, can you help with this charity? Can you help with this? Can you help with that? And they do a lot of stuff. Yes, that there she is right there. But they get hit up all the time. And it's like, if it's that old adage, right? If you want that local place to sponsor your kid's baseball team or hockey team or football team, are you going to those people when you need to buy something, right? Are you going to that local hardware store? You go to that local cornhole company to, buy their products when you don't need anything, right? Because they still have employees that they got, payroll, they've got healthcare, they've got mortgages that they got to pay. They got to keep buying more equipment. It's, running a cornhole company is not cheap. The sewing machines are very expensive. The labor for those machines is very expensive because you need somebody that can really make sure that seam is perfect, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to find a specific blend for your fill inside a bag. That takes research.
Or have employees that can actually put the resin in the bags and not all over the place.
Yeah. Listen, I've heard that happen.
I've been told to just go through bags before.
Yeah.
In my past.
But the thing with it is there's a lot that go before you see a bag or a board or something hitting the market. There's so much that goes into that. So like they've got so much overhead going on that, you know, sponsoring someone that might not give an ROI back is really tough. You know what I mean? Especially where, you know, you've got some of the biggest players in the world that can't even get sponsorships. Like, why am I going to sponsor an advanced player that maybe isn't going to make it out of 2 or 3 brackets when I can sponsor somebody in the top 50, right? And maybe get my bags on TV so I can get more backyard players to buy it, because the money is in the backyard still. It's not in.
Apparently, we know who's bugging candy sponsorship.
But the money's still in the backyard. You know what I mean? That's where it is. It's not at these open events. It's not anything else. We're the diehards. We're literally the 5%. That 95% is still out there, you know, at a barbecue, somewhere on the beach, doing something else.
Yep. Like I know for myself, there's one company that I've been trying to get to sponsor me, and I know I've got to try to go and still in talks with them. But I'm like, you know what? I'll drive the hour and a half it is from here to go and do some stuff at your video stuff, or go and buy stuff at your place, just, you know, to say that, you know what, I'm not just saying, hey, here's the link to my sponsor. I'm actually doing something with that. Go out to, if you want, whatever you're having sponsor you, go to that place of business, do a video from there. Like, just, you know, because we joke about it. When the ACL did their Johnsonville sausages thing, right? The pros did videos of them eating a sausage. Some used a knife and fork, others, but it was still, you know what? It was fun. It was fun.
Yes, it is fun. It's fun and it's campy. You know,
but you know what though? The players use the product, right? It's and just to kind of go back with Scott Francer when you said about the, you know, as long as it's Baltic birch, as long as it's this. Here's some inside baseball. I said inside baseball. I'm going to talk about hockey anyway. The NHL with their ice, they have a specific paint manufacturer that everything uses. So everything is, because the paint is all whatever, and it's all, here's what it is, right? And you know, other sports, like, it's not, cornhole's not just like, hey, we're going to be the only sport to do this here. Other sports do it. You know, this is not uncommon at all.
It's not uncommon, right? And I know the ACL has brought in some big names from other organizations.
Yep.
To help with the branding and everything else. And, you know, for, you know, manufacturing and other stuff, we put a heavy hitter in there to help with that.
Yep.
You know,
right.
You know, the guy that now is running that for the ACL, he's no longer a truck driver. I love that, man. Josh Keck.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You know, but I can kind of, you know, there's so much more that to stuff that's going on with how the other sports control what's going on in the facilities and what's being done and everything, because, you know, I because of my real life job, I know what's going on with some of the other stuff. I can talk about hockey way more. Is if you go to an NHL game or any other game and you see them like halfway through shoveling off the ice, and then they all put in, and then you see them putting in those big gray garbage cans. They're not doing that just to take all the excess snow off the ice. That's being done. That's being melted, and then the water is being weighed to make sure that the ice is is there's the right amounts being taken off during the game. Sounds really stupid, but that's how that is.
No,
right?
It's
and
all
it's
because here's the thing: you've got player safety at the same time too, right? Like a lot of players don't like playing in the NFL right now because of the artificial turf. I heard Messi from Miami. I heard in his contract he doesn't have to play on. He doesn't play on artificial turf because he might get hurt. So you've got a lot of people out there that equipment is what it's around. Well, cornhole is one of the only sports that anyone has decent tools can make the equipment that can play the game. There is no other sport that can say that. Because you can listen. I can make the stuff in my basement. I can't. No, I can't. I have to have my daughter do it because she's in carpentry because I can't even cut a right angle. Like I would need a sauce.
A lot of wrong angles. Yes,
a lot of wrong angles. But there's not a lot of other sports that you can make your own stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's like I say, even and Scott's saying about but then it'll be I won't play if it's too hot or too cold outside. I go back to myself, like with my own real life job is I do ice at a hockey rink. I can make toot my own horn here. I can make the best indoor climate controlled ice around. I tried to do a rink in my backyard. Didn't happen. If it's outside and I can't control the climate, I can't make ice worth crap.
Well, the hard part there too, Doug, is you don't have so where I work, in the plaza I work, they do an outside rink for the winter time. And literally they bring in 3 of those huge pods that people usually put water in.
Yep.
But one's the antifreeze type stuff and the 2 others are something else. But they're literally pumping that under the ice every hour of the day with a huge diesel generator.
Mm-hmm.
That's the size of, half my basement. It's like a 500 square foot generator, running it. So, I mean, it's hard to do a backyard rink because, that the cost to make that happen, you can't do that as a normal human.
No.
Ice. What?
No.
Greba's saying ice. What is that? Listen,
yeah.
he's down. Listen, Greba.
It's in your drink. It's in your drink, Greba.
No. Their state shut down because it was icy for a day.
Yeah.
It was a little frosty one day and they shut down.
Yeah.
So
and plus when I'm using hot water outside, it just melts everything. Unlike in the climate controlled one. That's why people don't. It's hot water makes better ice.
Well, wait. Let me ask you a question. The big question for me is,
yes,
your Zambonis.
Yep.
Propane or electric?
Well, little known fact, I've never driven a Zamboni.
What?
I've never driven a Zamboni. I've driven an Olympia, which is made by Resurf Ice, just over there in Elmira.
Company, seriously. It's the same. Everybody with the Zamboni.
It's does everyone call every car a Ford?
Pretty much.
Is every bag a Titan bag or an all cornhole bag?
Every bag in my life is a Titan bag.
Yes. Yeah. But no, so I've never driven a propane one. I'll come in after that. But no, it's been either natural gas or electric. And the 2 we have now are electric.
Really?
Yes. I actually right now I drive one Olympia in one facility, and the other facility I drive an Engo, which is an European model.
So Marky Berry is saying he services Olympias. The Bruins ones are in his shop right now.
Yeah. Who's
the Bruins? Who are they?
It's that team in Boston. Yeah.
Never heard of them.
Yep. Because and we talk about that, right? Because if you go back to the Vancouver Olympics 2010, right? If you remember the skating oval one.
Oh, the speed skating or
speed skating. If you remember that their ice reservice, I'll say that right now, broke down, and it was caused a big delay, and it was like it was in all the media, and everyone's saying how the Zamboni broke down. Zamboni actually went into all of the media outlets and said, please stop saying the Zamboni broke down, because it was not a Zamboni, it was an Olympia. Right? That they actually had to go to Calgary and bring their Zamboni to save it. Right? Yeah. But yeah, but there again, it's the sponsorship and the product, and well, Sean, he's not actually live. He's recorded, and I'm able to just kind of interact with him. He's actually in the Caribbean right now.
Listen, I had to get an adult haircut because I'm at my wife's company retreat. So I'm down in the Caribbean right now, but I had to shave the mohawk off so that I could adult this week.
Yep.
No, but that's the thing, though, Doug. But like everybody, like, you know, when you say Zamboni, you say Olympia. Like a lot of people, like when you Les Rugbird, when a lot of like Zamboni's like a household name, right? Like everybody, like when they go to a restaurant, most people will say Coke,
Kleenex.
It's those kind of things to say there. So I think not before long you're going to see some of these cornhole companies be household names inside of the game.
Yep.
Where you're going to see some of the
Bugs
stuff
bad in the Caribbean.
There's bugs. Like I get some bugs in here. I don't know where the hell they're coming from. Like these Caribbean bugs are attacking me. Caribbean? Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
I don't know. It's depends who you talk to.
Yeah, it depends who you talk to. Listen, tomorrow
you can go to the Caribbean, but I go on a Caribbean cruise. Speaking of cruises, if you are at Cornapalooza, it just popped in my head when I said that. They are doing a cruise, a cornhole cruise. Signing up for that now at Cornapalooza in Lindsay, Ontario. We'll have to try and figure out because we're just doing segues like crazy here tonight, because we talked about this off air. Unfortunately, we lost a celebrity in the celebrity world, which he would have been a great cornhole player, I think.
I don't think so.
I think he would have been.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think it would have happened because, dude, he was too hyper. Way too hyper.
Could you imagine if he was partnered with Cody Henderson?
That would be kind of scary.
Whoa. Well, we are talking about Richard Simmons. And
we also lost somebody else in the last 2 days.
Okay.
We lost Dr. Ruth.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. R.I.P.
But no, talking because we were talking about Richard Simmons there before, and then talk about cruises, then going there. I was on one cruise. It was also after what my wife wanted on the radio, and after I started doing all the looking around to see what was going on during that 7-day Caribbean cruise. It wasn't a Caribbean, there was a Caribbean at that point. I found out that it was also the Richard Simmons cruise to lose as well. Yes, I wasn't part of it.
Doug was sweating to the oldies.
No, but that was it. Like I was sitting by the pool bar on the ship and doing all the fun stuff while everyone else, these other people were like in some gym, like just working out the whole time they were on the cruise.
Was the
like, and it was bad. Like I felt bad for some of the people because he had spies all over the boat. And now I know this is not cornhole stuff, but it's still, he had spies all over the boat. So they were wearing big name tags with their name and that they were on the Richard Simmons cruise to lose. Right. And, so like the one day I was in the line at the Coney Island Grill, and I had a hot dog and I had a hamburger, and they were
they judging you?
They were camouflaged with fries, right? Like it was a platter. It was a big platter, and like one of the people from the cruise lose was like walking by, just slowly like looking at it, and I'm like, dude, I can hide a fry if you want to fry. Like it's,
Were
but
they judging you, or were they like wanted your?
No,
fry?
they were doing a slow walk by the whole Coney Island Grill where you could just grab stuff, right?
So they were tempting them.
Yeah, but then also, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise. For anyone that's on the cruise, there is the soft serve ice cream that you can just walk up and get it, right? And a couple times going back to the room afterwards at the end of the night from being at the bar, I go to go in the elevator because this boat had like 17 floors. You go to, you hit the thing for the elevator. You go to go in the elevator, and you get stampeded by like 3 people coming out of the elevator, right? And then you go to hit the button for the floor, and there's like 15 soft serve ice cream dishes piled up in the corner because the elevator was the only place that didn't have cameras.
Wait, did
that
you
people could get?
After you drank all day on a cruise, you had soft serve?
No, these other people that were from the Richard Simmons Cruise de Luz were hiding out in the elevator eating ice cream because they couldn't be spied on there because there was no cameras in the elevator. I guess I don't know.
Ice cream in the elevator. Some people make love in the elevator. Some people eat ice cream.
Eat ice cream. Yeah. And Mark Bear says his mother still does it.
Well, he also told me to shut up because I was making fun of the Bruins.
Yeah. Well, I do have a Bruins thing up in the corner because my dad was a Bruins fan. I've got the Bobby Orr interview album, 33 long play album here. And I did see that Pro Hockey Life here in Canada. I'm not sure if you can get them in the States. I can go and pick some up. Maybe I can pick some up and like sell them to some of the people in your area. But the if you go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, they have the glass little etchings with like the person's picture and then their whole little bio thing on it. I'm not sure if you've probably never seen it, but it's actually pretty cool. You can now buy them at Pro Hockey Life here in Canada, but it's like $80. Yep.
Oh, so that's like $7 American.
Yep. But they got like Bobby Orr, they got like Gretzky, they got Patrick Waugh, which I don't know why you'd have Patrick Waugh one, and then
greatest goalie ever.
Yeah, well,
like everybody should just like aspire to be Patrick Waugh. Listen, hockey is amazing. Cornhole is getting close.
We need some hockey players to start playing cornhole, and
that's the
and
thing.
Speaking of people in your area, really nice to see that Chris Tornatola has now become a Carolina Panthers fan this week. That's been nice to see that. I seen him make that post today.
I think he was so happy to get on the poster, but so upset to be affiliated with the Panthers.
Yeah.
Like it was such a high and such a low all at the same time. He's like, yeah, it was really great to be on the poster, but can you guess what it was? I'm like, dude, if anybody watches you, it's all about the Patriots. I mean, come on, we all get it. We get it.
So he looked like Tornado Smurf. He was blue.
Dude, he was blue. Blue, dabba dee, dabba die. I was like, what the hell is that? Jesus. He might get picked to play with the Carolina Panther in Super Hole.
Maybe.
Listen, we got to come on, Super Hole is cool, but we need to expand it. We don't just need comedians and other stuff. We got to get other sports in there.
Well, I think I think we can have a lot of people for. I do have a couple things for hockey and for some music stuff because I think there's one of the former Montreal Canadiens I think is somehow related to Val Mayo in Newfoundland. I think a little family stuff there would go well.
Yeah, I think we just need to bring in start bringing some other sports in there and really make it a little more interesting. Because I think it's only going to help the sport to expand. We got the kind of Hollywood pop with the SWAT guys. We've got
I liked having Wonder Boy. I wish I would be able to talk to him a bit more last year at Worlds because I think it would have been great having him on the show here. I think to get some to be able to help get crowd going at some of these events. Having
I think NASCAR.
I just seen someone on the YouTube side chatting, and just boom, my mind is gone.
No, disc golf players I think would be big. Listen, there's some really big people in there.
You ready? Ready for people for this name here, because he is from the music side chat that we on. It's
Believable.
But no, I think some of the WWE guys.
Well, listen, he has a huge connection to cornhole.
Yep.
He is a big.
We've talked about that so many late nights with John.
Yeah.
It's
listen, big connection with one of the main man, one of my besties. But it's great.
No, he's not.
What's that?
That's not him. It's someone else.
Oh,
that's not him. It's someone else. That's he's actually not too. When he goes to visit his father, he's not too far from Whole 9 Yards in Arizona.
Oh, okay, he's out that way. Okay.
And Marky, yes, I've tried to do that. Almost got the chance to play with cornhole with Cole Custer, but unfortunately, I spun and got the dizzy bat competition with him, and I blew out a flip flop, and it was not good. So, yeah, it was actually kind of funny because he is sponsored by Dixie Vodka, right? And so I went to do that. I was like, "Hey, can I do a picture with you as well?" And he looked at me, and I was wearing one of my ACL Open shirts, which had a different brand on it. And for you people with sponsors, he was like, "Sorry, I can't take a picture of you because you're wearing that shirt." So I said, "Fine," and I'll go and I put on my Down and Back Cornhole podcast jersey, and I was like, "Can I take a picture now?" And he's like, "Let's do it." So yeah. But yeah, like that's the other thing is, if you have a sponsor, don't go taking pictures and doing other stuff and saying how great another company is when your sponsor is another company. That's a competing company.
Yeah, but that's a sponsorship on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had it where I was at a tournament and was handing out some swag, and somebody said, "Well, they throw for another company." And I'm like, "Well, as you're walking through the crowd, just give it to somebody. Like, hand it back out again. You don't have to wear it, but give it to somebody, because where we are today isn't going to affect you as much as a NASCAR driver, right?"
Yeah, true. Yeah.
NASCAR has to take anywhere from 20 to 25 pictures at the end of the race with every different hat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I need to get up on my my disc golf people, but
with those names, they seem like legends.
They are. Yeah.
Listen, disc golf is still way bigger than cornhole right now. I mean,
it is.
Just from being part of the cornhole world, I get a ton of disc golf reels.
He just lost some credibility right there.
Listen, it's the better Coombs.
Yeah. And so we're actually kind of talking today, and kind of going back to Gage McMillan and signing his getting his cornhole scholarship. As my kid has started to say, he wants to go to a U.S. college, and I was like, well, first off, you actually got to start going to school, or doing well in it. Don't take after me. But and it's like, you're gonna have to go and get like a full ride somewhere, right? And he's like, "How are you gonna get a full ride?" I'm like, "You know what? You could play cornhole. They're starting to give out scholarships now for cornhole." And he's like, "Yeah, right. I'm not playing cornhole." And I was like, "Hey, well, you do have a celebrity in the family who could maybe help you out with that." But But then he's like, "Yeah, right. I got more followers on TikTok than you do." And I was like, "Shut up, kid, and get in the car."
No, but that's the thing. I mean, as the sport continues to progress,
and he's sucking up,
it's gonna get bigger. I'm hoping to see some money infused from some of the bigger companies over the next couple of years. I'm just not sure what that's going to look like, Doug. You know, does a Nike or Reebok buy out one of these companies and do what it did? Like, I mean, Nike bought TaylorMade and kept the name alive, right? Kept the brand going.
Nike bought Bauer.
Kept the name.
I have a Nike goalie stick that I use.
So, you know, will that happen sometime soon in Cornhole? Who knows? I mean, I just think it needs to.
I know way back just prior to COVID. Thank God for a mute button. Just prior to COVID, I was with a US pro talking. Then we went and tried to get into talks with a big athletic apparel company. And I have a rep here that I talk with that did all the NHL guys, right? And he was like, "Oh yeah, here, get in touch with this person." And for them, Cornhole still wasn't big enough. And this ACL Pro did. He was on ESPN a few times, right? And it was still just kind of, you know, you know what, Scott? Head to the Dundas Valley Cornhole Club. During the CFL season, they have 4 to 6 Hamilton Tiger Cat players show up to their league nights, which I think is fantastic. But you know, and we've tried to do that with. I did one tournament with a CFL team. Try to do one again, and let's just say they embraced Cornhole. They loved the fact that Doug Flutie was involved with Cornhole because he's one of their alumnus for their team. And they're like, okay, perfect. We'll love for you to run a tournament for us. We'll have, you can have it in the facility and everything, but we would like $8,000 for you to do this.
Pay us for the
wait a second here. You want me to run a Cornhole tournament in conjunction with you for your charity, but me pay you $8,000 up front? Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, I know Aaron did run with the Stampeders, which I think is fantastic with that. But it's another the one that I was with, we'll call them a money grab team.
All right, Doug. It's almost time for a special surprise for the people.
Okay.
It's almost time. We might go a little long tonight because
Okay.
I've been talking to someone in the background.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I can hear it.
You can hear my little thing chiming.
I've heard the little dings. Yep.
The little dings. I've been working on this for a long time. This is a very special friend.
Do you know what? Do you know how long you've been working on this for? I can tell you how long.
How long, Doug?
Before Worlds last year.
Yes,
you've been working on this. Actually,
it's been listen. It's somebody I talk to a lot in the background, but just to get him to come on, he's got a very busy schedule. But this man always delivers.
Okay. There's an issue there.
What's that?
Unfortunately, his company has maybe myself and another YouTube channel in Canada on the do not deliver to list. Possibly. Because it may not have went well. That they wanted to still charge me almost $100 for something that they delivered 7 months after it was supposed to be delivered. And I told them no, that you will pay to have it shipped back, and they didn't want to do it. They still wanted me to pay to ship it, to have it returned, because I wasn't accepting it. And I was like, no, you just dropped it off at my door.
You left it on my. I had to carry it in.
Yep. So he works for the company. Nothing against him.
Listen, he's just a cog in the wheel.
Yeah, he knows this. John knows. It's been. Oh yes, yeah. There's been another channel that's gone into this quite frequently. Even that I even take pictures of like their planes when I land in Charlotte, and send it to Ben.
Listen,
yeah,
he has nothing to do with that. He's just but a cog in the wheel.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the higher ups that it's yeah.
It's it's not even the higher ups. It's the bean counters.
You know what? And then that's it right there, Scott, is one of the things is yes, if I already pay extra when I purchase a product for the import fees, don't charge me double import fees again.
So
because I've already paid it.
Well, what's an average import fee? What do you guys?
A lot.
Is it? Were you paying like 20-30% above, or?
I know that when I don't word this here. I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm getting a notification that somebody might be backstage.
Okay, not yet. A former partner, supporter, something like that, sent me some material. And like Scott, yes, for like 10 sets of square things that I may throw in Cornhole, it was like $125 that I had to pay duty on for something that I was getting for free.
You said duty. You don't see him backstage?
Nope.
All right, hold on.
Did you possibly send him the link to last week's show?
Hold on. I'm going to send him a new one.
Because I've sent that as well. Actually, you know what? You sent it to me.
Oh, I'm sending it to stupid me. Hold on.
I'm already here, Donnie. I'm already here. Yes, nothing feels worse than getting free bags sent to you and then having to pay for duty. Is the hard thing to do.
He's saying he's backstage right now, Doug. You don't see him at all?
I don't see him at all.
Hold on.
Can he see us?
Give me a second. Let me talk to him here. Hold on.
The wonders of tell him I just sent him the correct link. At least I hope I sent him the correct link.
All right, it's telling him he's going to download the app. Hold on a second.
He doesn't need to download an app.
I don't know. Listen. Hold on.
Actually, I think Mr. Unbelievable. I think it was you that made the whole big. There was authorities came to Ben's door for what he had said on the phone. This is what happened on that one. You ready?
Oh, ready.
There
he is here. There he is, Mr. Ellis. How you doing, Jeremiah?
Going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the #1 singles player in the world, Jeremiah Ellis. What's up, Sexy?
Well, now you're talking to the two most famous guys, because there's those other two guys in Ohio that think that they're really famous and big cornhole people.
Who?
But they both started after us. They're the young kids around, right? So it's
you said round.
The young kids.
Hey, the shoe fits.
What's going on?
What's happening, sir? How you doing?
I'm chilling. I couldn't get in earlier because my son was begging me to beat him in mini bags. So
I saw some live feeds earlier. He was smoking you. I'll play for a hundo.
yeah, I thought. No, all right, let's get it going. I think we already did that, right?
Yeah, no, we played a real game. We played with big bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that and somebody had
No,
many buckets.
Well, we can get the mini ones going.
Yeah,
You going to
somebody
Spencer's?
I should be there.
All right, we can get it there then.
We'll get it there. Listen, I already gave you 100 in Vegas when I was like 5 buckets deep, and we played a hundo for charity. I think the charity.
I do recall that.
I think the charity was your pocket.
Yeah, with my my beer expenses.
Yes, because I think later that night we were on Frontier Street at 2 a.m.
I think you mean Fremont Street.
Fremont, whatever the hell it is. Whatever, it's Vegas. I was hammered in Vegas. It doesn't matter.
Same.
So how you doing? You listen. You're on a big high right now, going for Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
And
I mean, yeah,
and the number one player in the world. And you and the guy you play with are really hot right now.
Yeah, but you forgot the other end and MVP.
Oh, so how's this going to end up? What do we think?
I don't know if Worlds counts for any of that or not, but I mean, honestly, it comes down to what happens.
In putting on in all clearness here is as a voting member, it doesn't, because I have to have my votes in before that.
Yeah, the vote closes about a week before that, Jeremiah.
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, realistically, it just comes down to what happens in Canton. I mean,
yeah, Canton's like your last shot for votes. You know what I mean? That's your that's kind of your all-star game, kind of. You know what I mean? To kind of pump up the fans or the voters. I mean,
I don't know if it's that. I mean, Jacob Trzynski's got 3 broadcasts. I think Eric's on 2. I don't know who's all in the running for MVP, but I mean, that would make for a good argument for him.
Yeah.
So,
do you think you have Rookie of the Year locked up?
I mean, if you ask me, yes. I don't know how everybody looks at it, but if you ask me, yes. I mean, 2 singles titles, a doubles title, a second overall in single shootout and double shootout. I mean, and I'm the number 1 ranked player in the world right now, so I don't know what else I need to do for that.
Listen, I think it's silly that I'm talking to you about being the Rookie of the Year right now because I've known you for so long.
Well, in talking about that is, Matt Guy was Rookie of the Year in ACL as well, right?
Yeah, the longest tenured Cornhole player in the history of the game. Yeah, the rookie. That's kind of wild.
Well, maybe I'm not saying we're going to do it this year, but maybe the ACL needs. And we talked about other sports before here in the show here tonight. Maybe they need to go the NHL route and say you have to be a certain age to be a rookie. Once you're like 36 and coming from Europe, you can no longer be a rookie your first year playing in the NHL when you played pro for so many other years.
But is that fair?
Yeah. I don't know. That's how they do it. It is what it is.
It's their first year in. I mean, listen, although Jeremiah Ellis is a straight killer on the boards, it's his first year in that organization. He deserves it.
Yeah.
And NHL sucks anyways. They're fucking losers.
It's whatever.
I'm not really a hockey fan either.
Yeah.
Well, it's so do you feel any pressure yourself going into this weekend with it being like a hometown kind of event?
No, I mean, I look at it the same way. I'm not on the broadcast. I'm just playing the open. So, at the end of the day, it's another open. It is what it is.
Well, and the thing with the two is Ryan's not on a broadcast right now either. So,
right,
you should still keep your number 1 ranking there, unless I don't think anybody can catapult you in the standings based on what I can see right now.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know Ryan was the only one close and didn't make a broadcast, so I have no idea, honestly.
Well, I think you were 10 points up on Ryan. If I was to go to pro singles right now, you are. Let me pull this up right here. Please hold. You are 1642 to Ryan 1632 to Eric Davis in third place is 1604. Hisner's 1602. So that's the top four right there. So I don't know if anybody can dethrone you.
I mean, I was gonna say Eric's won a shootout already, hasn't he?
I think he's got one, right? Was it doubles or was it singles?
If he's already won the shootout, yeah, he can't get those bonus points for that event. So his he can only gain 20 bonus points for national singles if he wins it all. So then, yeah, I would say they can't. No one. I don't think anyone can catch me.
I don't think anybody can catch you. I think I think it's a dead heat right now. I think based on what I see in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, we still got worlds though, so that counts. I don't that don't count towards MVP and stuff, but it still counts.
Still counts the standings, so yeah.
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 But that gives you a weekend to kind of warm up and to really, start, get back, not get back. I mean, because you're not off, but just stay where you are and stay hot.
Yeah. I mean, I want to win that one. That's the one I want. I mean, so
now
we'll be ready.
How far is Canton from the house? Are you still home for Canton, or do you got to travel a bit?
No, I wish I was. I mean, it's 2 hours. I could go there and back, but I don't know if playing at 9 a.m. That's an early morning, and I don't know if I really care to get up that early.
No, yeah,
Probably get a hotel.
And then when you drive there, you might forget the top of your tent.
That's not all about that one. Oh goodness!
Do you know how many times I've heard that story, Jeremiah? It's boy, it's his claim to fame that he helped you out by putting you in the camper there for a bit.
No. I didn't put him in the camper. He was on top of the camper.
Okay.
He was hammered, hanging on the friggin' ladder in the back, shaking the damn thing.
Oh yeah, we was sneaking. He would come out and then we sneak in. I was sitting in the driver's seat while he was running around in circles.
I almost killed your buddy who was on the roof. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Who are you? I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, that's how you make friends. You shake their campers.
Well, speaking of campers, and as Scott has said, he's a big fan of Flames from Ontario here. Wants you to bring some ultra stuff to Ontario here, but maybe next year. Right now, we've got Cornapalooza going on up here in Lindsay, Ontario, which is a big camping festival of just cornhole all weekend. So maybe you can come up for that next year.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. I've been a bunch of people's been asking me to come to Canada, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to make a trip up there.
It is every time I've gone to a tournament here, everyone's like, Jeremiah, like one of our big opens is Jeremiah coming. Is Jeremiah coming? And we had Jaden. We've got to have, because he's your brother, right? With the Ellis. That
no, there's no family relation there, but I call him my son. So
yeah, but yeah, no, people definitely do need you, and I know it's going like coast to coast here because we got Robert saying hopes to see you in Calgary. That's in October, so that's there's no big events in the States in October. That's the end of October.
That's just because they haven't released a damn calendar yet. I mean, seriously, they're gonna release the calendar 20 minutes before something happens down here.
Yeah. Well, it's because
I'm gonna make it up there. I don't know when, but I'll definitely make it up there.
I'll talk to Stacy at Spencer's. I'll see if I get a sneak peek into the calendar next year. So, Jeremiah, are you in Spencer's this year?
I'll be at Spencer's. Yep.
All right. So you got Worlds Cup. You got Canton into Worlds.
Yep.
And then you got Spencer's.
Yep.
And then you taking some time off after that with the fam, or?
I mean, yeah, I'll probably hang out after Spencer's until I'm gonna go to the Newtown Throwdown.
Okay.
Okay, so Ed, do you have any interest in being part of Team USA that's going to Trier, Germany in middle of September for the WCO competition there?
I don't even know. Is that what the USA event is at Worlds?
Yes, I'm guessing probably yes.
Yeah, I will not be doing that because I ain't got enough vacation time to take the Friday off before to make it down there. So it is what it is.
Well, and that's a big investment in time too, right? Going to Europe, that's going to be a little tough right there, especially where you got to, you know, we had the whole season already, and some stuff with the family. That's going to be a little tougher.
Yeah, I'm out of vacation time after Worlds, so everything's going to get a little tricky by then.
Yeah, that was my issue with doing our 4 opens that we had up here. Was that I'm now out of vacation time, but luckily my vacation time starts over the Thursday before Worlds, so I get to restart on that. But that's the hard thing for you guys, because there's been a lot of pros say that due to work or to family that they may have to give it up next year, because it is a long haul for you guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of travel. I mean, that's why I didn't go to the ACL for so long. I didn't have enough vacation time to even come close to making it work. I mean, and this year it barely worked, barely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing with it is, so I don't know how your vacation works where you are, but mine is kind of rolling, right? I just keep accruing, and nothing resets. I just, every paycheck I get, you know, so many hours. Where I know some people only get like 3 to 4 weeks a year, and then it resets at some sort in the calendar. You know, mine just keeps rolling, so that's why I can keep doing some of the stuff I do, where I'm not worried about kind of running out, because I can kind of pace it throughout the year based on a calculator and know how much I'm going to gather. But for you, it might be a little different.
Yeah, I mean, I get 5 weeks every year. It starts over in December. Well, like the end of December after our peak season.
Yeah, because peak season for you is brutal.
Yeah, I mean, and been on vacation based off seniority, so not all my days even get approved. So I mean, it's just tricky.
Well, that's tough when you're in a shop and you got to bid for different weeks. That makes it a lot tougher.
Yep. There's a lot that goes on to making this happen, and
well, and you got the fam too, so you got to squirrel some of that time away for them.
yep, it's we're balancing over here.
Yeah. Well, no, and you know what? That's you're not the only one to say it, because I've talked to some other ACL pros that one I know had to give it up this past year, because he said for him getting the time off, like his kids were growing, but it was still harder for him. Is that he would have to go and work like double shifts on like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Only work maybe a regular shift on a Thursday to be able to go to the tournament for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you're getting home at like early in the morning on the Monday morning, and you're right into work. And it's like you're trying to keep up with that just to do the cornhole stuff.
Yep, you gotta skip the pro blind draw on Sunday at the Nationals just to fly home. Hopefully, you get home around 11 midnight, so you can get a little bit of sleep and go to work. So yeah, it's brutal.
Listen,
I'm not sure if you can see the chat, but you're gonna have to watch over, because it's just like a constant. Everyone in Canada here trying to get you to come to their place to play. So I think if you were to come up to Canada and play, I think you'd have no problem finding a spot.
I think there's there's like 10 people in the chat that want to adopt you, I think.
Yeah. And we've got and of course Derek's in Newfoundland stuff because I think Jeremiah, I think you'd have fun in Newfoundland as well. I think for our open there.
Have you ever kissed a fish?
Have I ever kissed a fish?
Yeah.
Not that I can recall.
That would be one of the traditions you would have to do there. To as you get to the because it's an island, but there's also I believe it's about a half a mile stretch of this one street there. There's about 40 different bars that are on that half mile stretch. And the Saturday night there we do a little tour, and we hit a couple of them on the Saturday night. So it becomes a Andrew Spencer's even saying that he'll offer up spare room for him to stay. So he doesn't have to find a hotel. He's already got people that are saying that will stay with him. That they can stay with him.
I even got that offer. Like, seriously, Rod? We bring him up for 10 minutes and I'm out?
That's what happens.
That's all right. Listen, that's okay. I'm okay.
We might be able to cuddle.
Yeah, we can cuddle. It wouldn't be the first time. No, but that's awesome. So with what is your go-to bag right now? So what are you throwing right now?
Just I throw the Viper R. Just that's basically what I've thrown all year.
All right. So have you switched at all? Do you have a backup if that bag's not working for you right now, or is that just your main bag right now?
I mean, the way I usually do it is I have like my go-to set that like I love, the speeds off, and then I usually have a set that I break in, but not nearly as much, so it's just a little bit faster, just in case I need a little quicker bag. But I don't like to switch up bag series because once you understand a bag enough, I feel like you don't really need to. It's just a speed.
I still do have a super secret set of bags that I need your help with, and we'll talk more about that later.
All right.
Can't talk about it right now.
Oh gosh.
No, but that's awesome. So, I mean, listen, you made the transition. So, how hard was it to make the jump? Because I know you struggled with it for a couple years. Do I go? Do I stay? So, what was the the kind of that tipping point for you?
I mean, it really came down to like the ACL just has a way deeper competition. I was tired of people saying I can't compete at the highest level. My son wondered why. He's asked me multiple times why I'm not playing on TV. I mean, there's a few different things, and then the money's better, obviously. But the transition wasn't hard, if you ask me. It's cornhole at the end of the day.
Yep.
Well, I mean, 90% of the people you're playing are the people you played for many, many years. I mean, the who's who of the ACL were all ACO players. You know what I mean? There's only
I feel like
20 people that never played there, maybe.
yeah, but when I started, I feel like a majority of them already made the jump. So
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, Brett, Eric. There's a few others I could think of that played. I played for a few years, but I mean, I feel like a majority of them was already gone.
Yeah, so because you already had Jay Dotson and all the other players that had already moved over, Windsor, Hisner, Henderson, a lot of the bigger players had already gone. So you were kind of there during, the end of the Matt Guy era into the Hurt Foundation.
Into the what?
The Hurt Foundation. Caleb Hurt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start giving him a name. I'm gonna turn him into like wrestling.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So, do you have a question from Derek Barrick, because he's been trying to get Ultra as a sponsor for a while. So he's going to be asking if you've tried the Viper X.
Yes, I have. I mean, the Viper X it's awesome. I'm just not a big herringbone fan. It takes a while to get it to slow down and fuzz up, and I mean, but it's awesome. It's super hole friendly. I mean, you can do everything with that bag you can with the Viper R. I mean, but once it slows down, it sticks around the hole a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's money also.
Yeah, because
I know for him, he wants to know what would actually also look to how it would deflect off of a car jack, because he has one kind of almost in the middle of his garage that he where he throws, because he throws at an angle, and there's like a car hoist that's kind of almost in the middle. And I've seen him be able to deflect bags off of that and actually in the hole. So it's
so
he tries to.
He's got the Jay Rubin set up, except Jay Rubin's throwing over a set of stairs. Derek's throwing by a friggin' a 2-post lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it's going to hold up on that. I haven't tried that.
So that's
awesome.
Yeah, no, it's you played a little today. What was today?
It was just a regional. It was the last regional. The place by me was holding, so went out there and tried to get some reps and get ready for Worlds. Figure the regional and then Canton, the last couple of tune-ups before Worlds.
So you got that, but you also have that little league you play in too, that you like smoke everybody there too, right?
I mean, I wouldn't call it little league, but yeah.
that one that's like grown a bit, where you can't park on the grass anymore because it might be too wet.
Yeah. But I'm actually going out there tomorrow. He's doing a cash tournament tomorrow. We'll be out there tomorrow.
No, but that's also a local one that started, kind of small, and Matt's grown that huge. I mean, you have a lot of people, and you actually do a summer camp there too.
Yep, we just did kids camp this past Thursday. There's another one coming up next Thursday. I mean, Matt does a lot. The dude's awesome. He don't take any money out of pots, nothing. It's all 100% payout, and I mean, he donates his time and organizes all these things. I think it started with like 16 people every week, and it's grown to almost averaging 100 players.
I love that. I see he's trying to bring in food trucks and everything else, trying to make it, kind of an event every week. So that's awesome. It's the one thing I despise saying. Growing.
Come on, say it. Come on.
Growing the game.
You're making me happy once a week, every week now, Donnie.
I hate that statement.
So nice.
I just
so
hate
nice.
it. Drives me so crazy.
So, Jeremiah, the one thing that people always ask me when I get to some of these bigger tournaments here, especially now that we've kind of branched out outside of Ontario here now with a lot of newer players getting involved, is, practice routines or what you do during the day to kind of help prepare. Because for some of the players up here, they're used to just having, like tournaments being for just a couple hours on an afternoon on a Saturday or a Sunday. Now they're starting to play big events that are like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they're throwing for like the 12 hours on the Friday, 12 hours or more on Saturday, and then some on the Sunday. How does the number one ACL player kind of practice and get ready for those bigger events like that?
I mean, I don't practice. My schedule is too busy. I don't have time to practice. I play my weekly Wednesday league, and that's all the reps I get. Unless there's a regional on the weekend or a tournament I'm heading to, that's about all I got. So I mean, it's at this point it's about balance of cornhole and life for me. So
at the tournament, ready to go to Worlds, are you the guy that's there as the doors open? Or are you the guy that gets there and just like, I really don't need that. I only got a kind of couple down and backs to warm up.
I like to get to most places, like most tournaments, an hour early. I like to warm up for about 20, 30 minutes, and then I like to go bullshit with everybody. But it really depends on what day it is in the week on the tournament, because who knows what Ryan Hart done got me into the night before.
Well, then with your warm-up then, will you just stay on the same set of boards, or will you maybe kind of move throughout the facility knowing that you may be at some, because we know that boards at one side of the building will play different than another side at times because of doorways or whatever. Will you move around or just kind of take it as it goes?
I go and I throw on one board. I don't really care to this board speeds. I'll adjust to it when I get there in the down and back.
Wait,
I don't think too deep about none of this. I'm just throwing a beanbag to a hole.
Is the board near the bar?
What'd you say? You cut out.
Is the board near the bar?
Yeah, normally.
It's got to be close, right? Got to be close.
Yeah, you got to get your aiming fuel in.
That's right, baby. But Jeremiah, thank you for coming on. I know you only had a few minutes to kind of hang out with us. Thank you very much. I know I've pestered you a lot over the last month to talk, but thank you for taking time out of the family and coming on. I am here for you. I will text you because
we'll have to have him come on for a full show, because I know, Jeremiah, we talked at Worlds last year because I said there's this guy, the voice, Donnie McPhee, that says I have to talk to you because he says that you're like a big guy and that, right? But it was you were a name that was on my kind of radar before that too. But I think we need to have you come back on for a full Saturday night here, or we'll even do a weeknight if you want to do a weeknight. But just want to talk because I think a lot of people, especially because you've got a lot of fans here in Canada, that will want to kind of ask you some questions and that there. But before you do leave, we had another question up before. Was John had asked about, you say, rookie of the year goals, but do you have any, have you kind of looked at what you want to do even next year for any kind of bigger goals with that? Or are you just kind of waiting for this season to end and then we'll look at next year?
I mean, I focused on the goals I set out for this year before I looked at next year. I got to accomplish what I'm looking out to do before I look ahead, because otherwise I'm not gonna get what I want done.
I love that. Doug, by the way, he's on the best friend list.
Wait,
Let him know.
is that your list, or is you not on his list though?
Both. We're twinsies.
Yeah.
Look
It's like I said with Bernie Neighbors last year when he was talking with Shamar Moore, that we're on a first name basis. I know his, he doesn't know mine. But it's
all right, Jeremiah. Love you.
Yeah, again,
Keep coming on.
thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Later.
Be safe.
Wow, that's two guests in one night. Like, we're on a roll.
We're on a roll, Dougie.
We're on a roll. And you know what? We had, what was it? We had Sarah Cassidy the 1 week come in the chat. We had Tanner Halbert come in the chat last week. And then now we've got Jeremiah in there. And I was even thinking we maybe should have had Tanner come on, because, we brought him in post show to talk with Dion. Dion didn't know. And then him and Jacob go on this big run last weekend.
Oh, wait a minute.
So
Doug, I just got a text message from the boss. I will be at Spencer's in a month.
Okay. So he finally got that there message, and I will be
Thanks, message. No, but here's the thing. Like, we know a lot of people in this game, and sometimes it's sorry. I'm little
well, you're in the Caribbean, so it's
I'm in the Caribbean, so it's a little hard.
So it's
no, but the big thing is, I mean, we know a lot of people, and sometimes when you talk to some people, you're just like, are we friends? Are we not friends? But I just feel in this game, like a lot of the people you connect with, you automatically become friends because of the camaraderie of this game, right?
Yep.
And it's very easy to find people that you can relate with because of what we do. And I'm not talking about what we do here with talking and stupid stuff like that. We're just two knuckleheads that just like to see ourselves on the internet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we get to meet some of the greatest people in the world. I mean, from talking with Jeremiah Ellis to Sarah Cassidy to, all the other pros, it's a lot of fun.
Well, my thing is one of the reasons why I even go back to 4 years ago when I started this show was to talk to people like this here, because I got to see people in my first Worlds, which was actually this right now in 2018. Yeah, 2018. Down in Cherokee. That I'd seen one way on social media, and then you meet them and they're totally opposite, right? Like, I talk about Trevor Brooks, like, I had that, there was a thing where he was, and I talked with Jordan Campbell about this when I had Jordan on the show, was that my first real memory of Worlds was a Crew Cup game that involved one team was Jordan Campbell, James Baldwin against Cody Henderson and a very young Ryan Windsor. That was one team. Other team, Jay Dotson, Sean Short, Jamie Graham, and Brooks. And and I'm first I was kind of like, and so the next morning I'm explaining what I'd seen to Corey Goldbeck, my partner, as we're looking for where we were playing in doubles. And so I was saying, I was like, Trevor Brooks, he was sitting there and he was trying to get in Jordan Campbell's head because it was the end of the night, and it was, the beverages have been flowing, and he's trying to get Jordan off the game by blowing in Jordan's ear because late in the game, right? And I'm like, it was crazy, and it was fun. And then Corey kind of gives me like the side eye, like, look behind you, because standing behind me with the biggest grin is Trevor Brooks listening to what I'm saying. Right. And he's kind of got like that grin, and he's kind of nodding his head, and he's kind of laughing. Right. And you get to see so many players on a different level. Right. And I've seen some people talk about, especially Jeremiah this year, how, cocky and all this stuff. And you know what? You just seen the guy. Yeah, they can have that persona on the stage when they're on the boards, when they're at that. Jordan Power's the same way, right? On the boards, that's their cornhole persona. Like that's what their game face. Get them away from the boards, and they're totally different.
Well, that's the thing is when you're playing at that level, I don't care what sport you're playing. I don't care if it's cornhole. I don't care if it's disc golf. I don't care if it's basketball, football. Anything. You have to have that extra gear, right?
Yeah.
To kick in when you're playing because you can't be intimidated by others. You got to have a little bit different persona. I mean, even look at like Cody, right? Love Cody to death. But he is very introverted. But when he gets on the main stage, he's going to be jabbering. He's going to be talking because he has that extra gear, right? That almost killer be killed mentality when he's throwing bags. And you have to have that to not just get to that level, but stay at that level because it takes a lot. Like you can get to the top of the mountain, but you might not stay there if you don't have that perseverance, right? Because it's a grind. It's tough. I mean, I see some of these guys coming off of the ESPN broadcast and they're drained, right? Especially where, they're starting to deal with some of the pitfalls of other pro athletes, right? You've got the TV timeout now, right?
No, that's
that's messed up many a player over the last 2 years because you're in a groove and you're throwing 4-baggers and you're doing great, but then you got that minute, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, whatever it is, depending on that timeout, the TV timeout, and you're not throwing because you have to wait for the broadcast to come back because
even that broadcast coming back, sometimes there's an interview in there as well.
Yeah. But the thing with it is you can't keep throwing because you might be on the wrong side of the board when it comes back based on, so it's hard. I've seen a lot of players be like, I was doing great till the timeout. I was hot. So this year has brought another element to that where now you win and you wait a week, 2 weeks to play again. Right? So now you have that double-edged sword that's coming in to really put another kind of maybe detour or block in front of you where how do you get back to where you were 2 weeks ago? Because, I could have beat you 2 weeks ago, but showing up today, I might not be on, right? There might be other stuff going on in my life. So how do I get my mind back in this game to be able to beat the other 3 players, right? Especially when I'm showing up and now I got to play, I think next week it's Harbaugh and a couple other people. Like seriously, like now I got to play like the who's who of cornhole. I was already hot. I probably could have beat him 2 weeks ago, but who knows what's going to happen today.
Exactly. And you know what, now, as it always happens to me, thinking about it afterwards, you could be running around the pool and slip and then have to go for stitches. Right?
Yeah,
You've got to ask him about that on the show. But no, but it's like, with that whole with that whole thing though, is that it's that whole, like I say, the persona, like it could just be their shtick. That's what they want to have out there because, because I joke with people so many times that it's, if they see me throwing good at a tournament or at a league night, and it's like, don't tell anyone because it'll ruin my rep. Right. Like I've had a partner, Kaylin Salmon, the one night at a regional or a conference in the blind draw. And she was saying how great I'm throwing. Like I'm such an awesome player. And I'm like, easy now. Don't let that get out because that'll, I tell everyone on here every week how much I suck. But it's, I can't have people saying that I'm good.
I bought Crocs just to extol the virtues of your game.
Yeah, and so did
and
so did Derek Barrett.
No, but when I got those Crocs, I literally I'm looking at the Crocs and I'm like, I gotta put this because I'm gonna let people in behind the curtain. My daughter's boyfriend She's 14. Don't like it. Bought him and another kid that they hang out with bought me those croc giblets, gibbets.
Gibbets,
And
yes, yeah.
yeah, and when I put them on my shoes, I'm like, what can I do with this? How can I make this happen? And then I saw it, and I was gonna put one off the back, but usually you don't throw one off the back.
I you know what, I have been recently, and it's a little unsettling.
No, but the thing with it is, like for us, when we go to places and people are like, you throwing? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm just here to hang out. Like
Yep.
my job is not to play cornhole. I'm gonna play, but my job is to kind of hang out and have a great time.
Yep.
My job is not to be the best. I think I'm a 6. I think I posted it today. I'm like a 6 something. And everybody's like, "Oh, well, what do you want to be better?" I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to be part of the game. I don't care. I don't care if I win. I don't anything else.
Do you know any messages I get that people are saying this? Like it's you know what? It's,
no, but that's great because
like people say I'm everywhere. I'm at every league night. I'm at every tournament. I'm always there.
Listen, I am king of the floor bagger. All 4 on the floor. Don't even hit the board. Sarah, what's going on? Listen, it's about helping the game out. It's about meeting some amazing people and just making.
I'll put this up right there. I don't lie. Right.
What do you got? You're a 529. Look at that.
5.
Love it.
You know,
I don't have many ACL stats because I did pay to be platinum this year, and I think I only played like 2 tournaments, and one of those was in Canada.
Well, even like I say, like it's I don't play much, right? So right there now.
How many games is that? That's what 20.
38.
Oh, 11 wins, 27 losses, 38 games. Yeah. I don't
play.
think I played that much, Doug, but I love being around the sport. I love, hanging out with some of the greatest people in the world with Team Titan. I love going to some of the bigger tournaments. And then, also doing a ton of the local stuff. If I could be independently wealthy and travel the country, hanging out and just doing blind draws, honestly, I would love that. That would be, I would love it. I would love to have a home somewhere in the Georgia area, kind of Georgia, South Carolina, as my home base, and then just take the RV and go wherever I wanted to go. Just do blind draws. I mean, listen, if I hit the lottery, that's what I'm doing. But guess what? Unfortunately, I'm tethered to a real job.
Yes. Yep. That's always been my thing. So it's But we've gone almost 2 hours here, Donnie.
Doug, we've got almost 2 hours. We had a lot of people come in and out of the chat. We've talked to the number 1 player in the world.
Yep. We got an update from Cornapalooza, which the last band is probably getting off stage now. It's 11 o'clock here Eastern time, and you've still got the night in the Caribbean. You're in Aruba, right?
Right now I'm in Puerto Rico, and
okay, Puerto Rico. Yep.
Tomorrow I will be bouncing over to Aruba to finish off this journey, and I will be there for a week. So we left the kids at home.
Yeah. So it means you will not be on the show here next week. You're not. So I'm going to find.
I land at 10 o'clock next week, so I come home at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. We're leaving the kids at home. I've installed an extra 4 cameras.
Okay, yeah.
Just to protect the house. Told my daughter and my son, there's only 2 people that come over. Grandma across the street, and it's that way. Sorry, that way right there. Sierra, who's our next door neighbor. They're the only 2 people that can stay in the house because Grandpa's across the street, but he doesn't come over. He, kind of keeps an eye on them, but stays there. Told the kids, no parties, nothing else. I've put lines on all my liquor bottles, and I know how many beers I have in the fridge. And I already hid the Harley keys so the kids can't touch that, but my son will be driving my car for the week, and My daughter, while we're gone, is going to her first concert.
Okay, I was going to say she was going to learn to drive. While
No,
you're gone.
she's going to her first concert. She's going to some artist. I don't even know who his name is. Zach Bryan.
Okay, I think I've heard of that name. I think so.
Yeah, she's going to see him. Doug. She's going to see him. Just the ticket alone,
A lot.
$400 for her to see this guy. Be emo. I don't even know what it is. I don't know. I
Was he
can't.
a country? I thought he was a country guy.
Yeah, but it's like country emo. I don't know, but like she
I don't
loves
know.
him. It's great. She wanted to go with her friend, so it's amazing. My two kids are completely different. She's going to this. My son's going to like a gangster rap concert next month. I brought him to see Crash Test Dummies, and now he's going to gangster rap. I'm like, what did I do?
It's
It is what it is.
it
But
is.
thank you everybody for signing on tonight.
And you, Bruno Mars only cost her
Yeah, $380.
$380.
Yeah. Listen, I'm paying a
I
crap
got-
ton of. I don't even get to go.
My last couple concerts were ZZ Top. Then I'd seen Leonard Skinner. Then I'd seen Cheap Trick. Yeah. Guess how much they cost me
How much?
each?
$20.
Well, there probably was a cost involved, but they were free because they were all pre-race concerts at NASCAR. So it's so yeah.
Listen, my last three concerts were Extreme, and Kiss. That was my last three. Oh wait, and Tracy Bird, because he played up at the beach, and that was me and my wife's wedding song.
So what? That was all within the last couple months because you were at Crash Test Dummies. So
Well,
they
yeah,
would be.
We didn't see Crash Test with who opened for them? Oh my god, I'm so horrible with names. I don't know. She sang a song. I'll tell you later. All right, kids.
It's Derek's living the life in the morning. So it's already like 12:30. It's already Sunday morning. He's got to be up in a couple of hours to shovel horse crap.
I got to be up in a couple hours too because my next flight is at 7 a.m.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Have fun with that, everyone. I'll try and see if I can get to do a show. I think I could do a show next week. Possibly. I'll see if I have someone else to come on to replace the voice. I'm not sure. We'll see what we can do. But yeah. Have fun while you're away. I want to see you singing a Beach Boys song, maybe, because that's where you'll be.
I'm gonna sing Kokomo.
Yeah. Just maybe lip sync it. Let them sing it. You lip sync it. Might be a bit better. But yeah, I shouldn't have said it. Okay.
All right,
My
everybody.
last meeting of the night. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have fun this week throwing. Hopefully, if Jamie's feeling better, if I'm feeling better, I'll see if I can finally beat him up at the shop at the JC Cornhole compound, and maybe we'll have some fun throwing those airbags. Maybe we'll get mic'd up for actually once, and so you can actually hear what we're saying. But yeah, have fun, stay safe, and you come back with a tan.
I might turn. I only have 3 colors, Doug: white, red, and peeling.
Okay. Oh.
So I might look cherry-ish when I come back.
The big ass logo, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. See you, everyone.